All right, guys, we are here today at the best skate park in the world
I agree.
with the one and only
Chris.
I love how you said Chris. Christopher P. McNugget. And I have a problem to present to you.
Okay.
For the whole purpose of this channel is to get brand new people who never skateboarded before into skateboarding.
Okay.
And you've been skateboarding for?
Like a little over 2 decades?
Little over 20 years.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of skateboard knowledge.
I think so.
But if you could keep all your knowledge, but you had to start from zero right now, what is your best advice that you would give them? Give me like 5 to 10 tricks, tips, and show them how to do each one.
Okay, well that's a lot.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of that scene in SpongeBob where like he was watching a commercial, forget everything you know, and then all the SpongeBobs in his head were like throwing away all the knowledge, and he didn't know anything. That's I gotta do that right now.
Keep the knowledge.
Okay.
But give them what you would do after 2 decades of skateboarding.
That's really tough to go back and be
I
like,
know.
what is it? So
It is hard.
Day 0 skateboarder.
Yeah.
I have a skateboard. Well, definitely stand on the board.
We just broke his brain.
My brain is broke. So stand on the board.
Yeah.
Get comfortable, just kind of like, feeling everything, because there's different things you can do. Like this is for turning.
Yep.
You can kind of do some pickups.
Yep.
Do that. Just
a little bit of that.
Just get
Both
the feel.
ways?
Both ways. And then you could do tic-tacs.
Yeah, tic-tac.
So once you get this, you can kind of like turn it like that, either way.
Yeah. But try to explain to a beginning skater how to tic-tac.
Oh man, okay.
It's hard.
Well, how would you explain that? I guess just get comfortable with this, doing this.
Yeah.
And then to tic-tac, you kind of just use your hips and your
hips don't lie.
shoulders to kind of just move it while you lift up.
Yeah.
And we call that the tic-tac.
Yeah. Tic-tac paddywhack.
And it's not, the coolest trick in the book, but it's fun, especially on day 1.
Yeah. If you got the tic-tac on day 1, you're crushing it completely and utterly.
Yeah, so when you learn the tic-tac, you kind of just do like little increments like that. And then when you get better, you can do bigger increments like that.
Yeah. And if you can go from here to standing completely still to moving with the tic-tac, this is a good drill.
Moving with the oh, I see.
Like completely still, now move with the tic-tac.
Oh.
Wait, I think Chris and I have a different idea of what a tic-tac is.
What's a tic-tac? So when I learned skating, I didn't know a tic-tac. I didn't know what a varial flip was. I didn't know trick names.
That's a good point.
So
how do you learn the trick names?
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. So when I learned a varial, I thought it was like this thing that they and then I'm like, I know how to shove, I know how to kickflip, I'm gonna do a shove it kickflip.
Yeah.
And I was calling it that, and then people were like, that's a varial flip. And then I was like, no, Tony Hawk says it's this thing or whatever. I don't know.
Okay, I'm not supposed to be on a board, but this is what so this to me is a kick turn. Because you're just going backside kick turn.
Is tic-tac going back and forth?
Tic-tac.
Well, 20 plus years of skating, I don't know what I'm talking about.
And the hips don't lie.
I think you're right.
But I think you're, so do that.
Okay, so we'll do tic-tac. See, you're still learning, 20 years
See how
later.
he's moving?
I like the song.
But it's funny because before we even started, Chris was like, I think the piece of advice that I would give brand new skaters is to just commute with the board.
You gotta go to the store, pick up milk, go skate there,
Yeah.
Through skating to places, you're gonna come across a lot of obstacles that, to be a good skater, you have to be able to get through them all. You know? Sidewalk cracks, acorns, bubble gum, I don't know.
So how do you get good at that? How do they learn that?
Well,
just by doing it.
Yeah, well, obviously you gotta learn how to ride the board.
Yeah.
So, learn the basics, rolling, pushing. What's next? Man, this is tough. This is really hard.
It is hard. You can go further than just their first day. You could go through like first month style. Like also what you were doing with jump on the board, I think is key.
So that's a good one, yeah. It's kind of a fun trick that's not really a trick, but you do that.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to help me with this because I am lost.
This is perfect.
Yeah, I need to relearn how to skate, I guess.
No, I love this because you've been skating for over 20 years and then it's hard because we've just been doing this so much, it's just second nature.
For sure.
So sometimes we even try to explain, oh, it works like this, but it's almost a tutorial where you go, flip the board and land it.
Well, that's the thing I used to do, actually. This was the coolest thing to me when I first started skating. I didn't know how to do anything, so doing that was like a W.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
A W? I don't know. What is it?
I don't know.
A popcorn?
I've heard it been called a popcorn, turnover, leaf flip. I think maybe somebody said that.
A leaf flip?
That might be too wild.
I like popcorn.
Yeah. So that one is easy for you, right?
Yeah.
And then did you ever do like the Casper style one?
This one?
Yeah.
I did.
You did?
We would do this first, and then eventually you can do the whole shove thing, like that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, just to have some fun, you would do like pivots.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
there's so many little things you can do with the
yeah,
skateboard
see, all the little things,
oh
yeah?
my God.
See, it's important when you're very first starting, anything you can do to get more comfortable with that board, you gotta do it, and do it as much as you can.
Oh yeah, so even like, maybe doing body varials.
Yeah.
See, that's hard for me.
Yeah, jump on, body varial is good, popcorn is good. And then what about like the going fakie and doing pivots and stuff like that?
So rolling backwards and do like a...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So say you're rolling backwards. Say I go up a bank and come back down and I'm rolling backwards, or say I'm just rolling backwards.
Yeah.
And I want to change directions. You can do this. Learning that's really good.
Yeah, really good because it also gets you used to your upper body first and then your legs.
Is that how, so upper body, see, I don't even think about this stuff anymore. That's crazy. It's just like, just all muscle memory.
Yeah, it's because you've been doing it for so long. But that is the key. When you're brand new, your muscle memory is not built. You have to build it up. And then after you've been skating for 20 years, you don't have to think about it because it's in muscle memory.
Yeah, because I remember when I first started skating, everything was so difficult.
Yeah.
And also, the fear of falling is always there.
Yeah.
You know, as people, we don't want to fall naturally.
Right.
So playing with the toy that can make you fall all the time is scary sometimes.
So how do they get over the fear of falling?
You have to accept that you're gonna fall.
I love that. What I would say is go the easiest, absolute easiest, and slowly build your confidence, but you are gonna fall. Yeah. So I think the helmet, elbow pads, knee pads, wrist guards, whatever you can wear to protect yourself.
Definitely. Just the fact that you're gonna fall no matter what, you should wear as much protective gear as you possibly can or want.
Yeah.
That's really important.
Yeah.
Really important. Another thing too is you can play in the grass. You can do some of these tricks in the grass.
That's right.
So if you fall down, it doesn't hurt that bad, you know. You might get a little itchy, but.
On the grass, on the carpet. You can also take the board off the trucks and wheels and learn like shove-its on the carpet.
Yeah, that's a good idea. You could even do all the pivots and stuff.
The pivots on the carpet. Okay,
what else, man?
First 5 tricks for beginners.
First 5 tricks. Manual.
Just straight manual?
Is that too hard for?
No, I think that's good.
So the thing with the manual is
just on flat from crack to
crack. That's how I learned my manuals. We
Yeah.
had speed bumps in my neighborhood, and I remember when I finally was able to manual from one speed bump to the next, I was like the best.
Yeah.
I was like the legend. But with manuals, you don't even have to manual that far. You just gotta, you know, for me, there's a sidewalk crack. That's gonna be my starting point, and that's where I'm gonna start manualing it. It's gonna be really hard to maintain that manual, but the nice thing about having like a little point like that is you can track your progress. So maybe next week I want to be able to manual half a block.
Yeah.
Or, you know, however you want to do it. You could practice all night and maybe do it in one day. Everybody learns at different paces too.
Yeah, it's true.
I'll try and go from one crack to the other. Bam.
First try?
So that was first try.
So how do they build up to that? Just doing it on still mode? No
Still
movement?
mode would help a little bit, but I think manualing while rolling is a little bit different.
A little easier?
For me, it's easier.
Same.
Yeah, I think when you have the forward momentum, it just, physics, it just makes it a little easier.
Helps to balance things out.
I think doing this though is good for you.
Yeah.
But it can be discouraging because it's really hard. So I think if you can roll into it, it's better. And yeah, it's a fun trick. There's no impact. There's a really low chance of falling.
Yeah.
So it's a good starter point for sure.
And I also feel like, because what he was saying is it can be discouraging because it's really hard. When you're brand new, you might see all these clips on the internet and you might be like, oh, I've been skating for 2 weeks. I hear these kids. I've been skating for 2 weeks, I can't even kickflip.
Yeah, it took me a year to kickflip, so You know, everybody learns differently, and kickflips are hard.
They're
hard to learn.
Really hard. It took me 6 months to learn how to do an ollie. And so you can't have that mindset. But I think if you're practicing the little like tricks and getting more comfortable with your board every day, I think every day is a key component. You will just improve.
Yeah. And you want to really celebrate the little wins. If you make any progress, you should be proud of yourself. That's good. You should not compare yourself to your neighbor Jeffrey that is getting really good really fast. As long as you're having fun trying and you're progressing a little bit, that's what's up.
Yeah, and you always want to end your session on like, oh, I improved a little bit today.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are they going to do after the manuals?
After the manual?
Tray flip revert?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe you can kind of try ollies, or is that too?
Yeah, that's good.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, like I was saying earlier, when you're commuting to the store, you might have to like ollie over stuff, ollie up stuff, ollie down stuff. So having that in your bag is good.
Yeah, I think the part where you go from like, oh, I'm just checking this out to like, I'm a skater.
Yeah.
Is you can ollie up a curb and ride down.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you go to the store and not fall, you're a skater.
100%.
There's been so many times where I've eaten crap skating in school, full backpack on and everything. It's the worst.
But now with everything you know, how would you teach them to do that?
To do an ollie?
Up and down.
Well, obviously learn how to ollie.
Yeah.
And I think stationary is good.
Yes.
You know, somewhere, you know, you can find a sidewalk crack, grass, carpet. Well, maybe grass might be a little too soft. Maybe carpet or
yeah,
a sidewalk
that's the
crack.
other thing about the grass and the carpet. Once you're starting to learn to pop, it won't pop so good.
Right.
So it's easy, like safe fall, but you can't hit the tail on the ground.
But you can still build the motion. It's just a different feeling.
Completely.
So I would recommend, since now you're comfortable kind of like standing on the board doing little tricks, find a sidewalk crack if you feel the need to. And then basically an ollie is just jumping with your skateboard. So this is what it looks like.
First try.
So what's happening is I'm really fast all in one motion basically is I'm smacking the tail down and I'm using my foot against this grip tape here to kind of like pull me up into the air.
Yep.
So smacking, jumping, scooping, and it kind of somehow works.
Smacking, jumping, scooping.
I like that. Would you like to break down the ollie more? Because I know you're the guy.
Well, I like the practice step of like, practice step 1 is just the
smacking the tail down?
Yep. Yeah.
Because you need to do that before you can ollie. That's the first part.
Completely. So you just practice that a bunch of times. Boom. Just do it on repeat as many times as you can. And then practice step number 2. Chris knows what it is already, I think.
Slide the foot up?
Yeah, slide that foot up, baby. Just like that. And it's important to understand where. You know, I see a lot of kids these days, they do in their ollies a little bit like that almost. And they're almost trying to slide it here. And then I go, come on now.
Get it like that.
Give me a right in the middle there.
I think what happens when you do it like that is the board can become unstable when you're ollieing. So yeah, side of the shoe like that. You
want to be putting holes in those shoes, so do a couple drags.
Yeah. It's marking it up right there. And I'm going straight up.
Straight
not
up.
Not to the side, not this way.
Yep.
Straight up.
Straight up and vertical.
Straight up.
And then it's just the timing between step 1 and 2.
Pretty much. And then also you're kind of jumping up with the back leg.
Yes.
It's like this is like a spring.
Yeah, and the thing that's weird,
this levels it up and picks it up with you.
That I think a lot of people misunderstand is you don't like pop down and then like jump off the ground. Basically where you're jumping from is actually the truck. If you watch this in super slow-mo, the toe is like already leaving the board about there. Then it pops, then it rises.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. It's wild.
I just do it. I just do the thing.
Yeah, because he's got that muscle memory, 20 plus years of muscle memory.
I know, it's crazy.
Kicked in.
So, bink, bink.
And another thing that I think really helps just the way you're thinking about it is that knee is going to move forward, which is going to help drag that foot up.
See, if I had this when I first started skating, it would have taken me like maybe a week.
I know, because
it took me 6 months.
You're trying to figure it all out as a kid. You're just like going, I was the same way.
Yeah,
I was going, I don't know how they magic move the board up. But then you have to take it from still. I think a thing that's really hard for people is it just still ollie to moving ollie to up something.
I think moving ollie itself is like a different challenge than stationary.
Completely.
And that's because when you're new and you're rolling, you're using different muscles to keep you from falling.
Yeah.
So you have to keep those active while you try to ollie.
Yeah.
So it's like two things going on kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's just something you gotta get used to.
And how would you get over that?
You just do.
Skating to the store, skating everywhere. Just the more you're doing it.
I think too, when you're learning stationary ollies, like trying to ollie over a crack is a good idea, you know, for timing purposes.
Completely.
So there's a crack there. I want to get good at ollieing over stuff, so I'll start with this. Because if I mess up, I'm not really gonna get hurt that bad unless my wheels land in the crack, which maybe is not a bad.
Even then, because this crack isn't big enough for your wheels to even stop you.
Right. And so when you get comfortable with that timing, you could, you know, take your grandma's broom or mop.
Yes.
Lay it in the sidewalk.
The broom and the mop is really good because it's very, very small. So okay, you're from there, and then once you get good at that, how do you go to the curb?
You gotta just do it, man.
I love Chris's.
I'm trying to think.
That's what you do, yeah. I don't know what else to say.
So when you get to the level where you're like, I'm ready to ollie up a curb, you can go from the side.
Yeah.
That might be easier than going straight on.
It could be. Show them.
How would I go? Okay,
Show
here's our curb.
like.
Here's our curb right here.
See, it's even hard for him and I to think about it. I've been skateboarding for over 30 years. He's been skateboarding for over 20 years. And it's hard to go back to like, you don't really remember what it was like.
So I'll show you the difference of why going straight on would be harder than going from the side.
Yeah.
So if I'm going here, I need more clearance. So basically, like, I need to pop from right here.
Yeah.
And I got to clear all that space to get on here.
Right.
So from here, I can kind of just like, there's not much more clearance, I guess.
Yeah, but it's interesting because, you know, on flat, you just learned how to ollie just up. You didn't really learn how to ollie forward yet.
And see?
And now we're so like used to like, oh, we're skating a ledge, ollie forward into 50-50, that ollieing up a curb that way.
I guess that's what it is, huh?
But show them both ways.
Okay.
I'm just playing devil's advocate.
No, we need the devil's advocate. This is good. So the curb's gonna be in front of me. It's a little bit easier to visualize that way, so.
Easy money.
Yeah, so you gotta pick an angle and pick the right speed, because if you go too slow, you're gonna clip. You don't wanna do this.
Yeah.
And if you go too fast, if you land it, it's good.
Yeah.
Just don't go too slow, I guess is the, just don't go too slow.
The key takeaway.
You don't want to do that because you want to roll
Front
away.
board?
Yep.
First try?
So I guess once you get comfortable with that, you're good with, like, you know how high you can ollie? You can make it on top. Once you're comfortable rolling at a decent speed, you can go straight on. So I'll do it from the other side, and you'll see how much faster I need to go to clear up.
Yeah.
This is tough, man.
Yeah, it is tough.
Breaking it down is tough. I guess mistakes you want to avoid with that is popping too late, so you like run into the obstacle before you pop. It could be due to you being like kind of scared or hesitant, or you just haven't got the timing yet. But if you take too long, I can't even do it. I can't even mess up on purpose.
That was right. It's just not enough speed to get those back trucks up. And I think when you're brand new and you're a beginner, that's what you're so scared about. Oh, I'm gonna clip and I'm gonna fall forward.
Yeah, you don't want to do that because that's how you get bodied.
Yeah.
It probably will happen, but
completely.
You just gotta go fast enough. I know I can ollie higher than the curb now, so I think I'm ready for this. I just gotta get the speed. Bam.
I love how he's fully in the zone. He's like, I now know I can ollie higher than the curb. It's like, you think? I think that's pretty much it.
So we got the Tic Tac, popcorn, manual, ollie up curb,
yeah,
moving.
Obviously, if you have a park like this and you have some banks, I think it's good to like kick turn on the bank.
Yeah, getting used to rolling on ramps.
Yeah.
Well, we have a bank here. Maybe
the more advice, the better. The other thing is like the easiest place to quit when you're a skater is right at the beginning.
Right after you get bodied.
Yeah, your very first start, you try a trick that's too hard. You just expect it to be this easy thing. You saw it on the Olympics or whatever, and then you get out there and you're like, this is way too hard for me. But if you have the correct steps and you have easy way to build your confidence up, it will be easier for you.
Yeah.
So these are some good tips for you.
And I think, you know, worthwhile like skills shouldn't come easy most of the time. You know, they're gonna be hard, they're gonna be battles, and you just gotta accept that and enjoy the process because it's gonna be a long one.
Yeah, if it was too easy, you wouldn't really respect what you have learned. You wouldn't really be like, oh, I feel great because I pushed through this battle.
Right.
So do the kick turn on the bank and tell the people how to do it.
Okay, we'll learn it on flat, you know.
Yeah.
Learn all this.
Yes.
And then go to your neighbor's driveway that's really steep and practice there or at the skate park.
Yeah.
You just do that here.
Boom. Upper body, head and shoulders first. You're turning, then your legs will follow, always. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that would just be beneficial for anybody.
I think a cool, fun thing to do is learning how to like jump on your board.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you want to like look cool in front of your friends. Like, look guys, look at me now.
Yes.
I think that's a cool way to just like get going.
How do they learn that? The run, what do you even call that? Throwdown?
The throwdown.
Yeah.
That's what it's called now. It's probably been called that forever. So if I do it really slow, this is what it looks like. I got my leading hand.
Yeah.
Board's in my leading hand.
You drop it and put your front foot on first.
Pretty much. Drop it.
So kind of like a push. Yeah, kind of like you're pushing off your back foot, and then your front lead foot is just jumping on there.
There you go. You're really good at explaining this stuff. I just show it mostly. That's really cool too. It's not really a trick, but it's just fun.
So prior, yeah.
You do this, and then you go. I don't know.
And then you throw down, and then you do the kick turn, and then you stop, and then you do the popcorn.
Yeah, you gotta save the popcorn for last, huh?
Yeah.
So I learned all these cool tricks.
In a line.
This is me now.
Let's go, boy!
Right. Imagine I just fell right there.
That would be amazing. All right, well, a huge thanks to Chris for coming out and teaching you guys, yes, you guys, how to ride a skateboard.
Yeah, do it. It's really fun. It's cool. I think it's cool.
Other people think it's cool too.
It keeps you active. It gets you outside. You make a lot of cool friends. Yeah.
Very
great.
Healthy activity.
Yeah.
And now it's a freaking Olympic sport.
Right.
Someday you could win a gold medal.
That's true.
Yes, you.
Yeah. Believe in yourself.
We hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe, like, leave a comment below, and you, yes, you, learn to ride a skateboard. We got everything you need at brailleskateboarding.com.